All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's discussion on holistic financial planning and how this approach can transform your client relationships. We here at eMoney truly believe that holistic planning is the main source of value that financial advisors can deliver to clients, and we see how it can positively impact client relationships every day. Holistic planning is the foundation to an exceptional client experience and really does help you communicate your value to your clients further during unpredictable times like we find ourselves in. It's tangible, personalized ways to help calm clients and their concerns, bring them peace of mind about their entire financial picture, despite the ebbs and flow of the market and the change that is occurring in the country. A lot of advisors talk about financial planning. But what really is holistic financial planning? What is a plan? How do I start planning? Answer to these questions and more are just a few things of what we'll be discussing today. So my name is Brett Tharp. I will be the host for today. I'm a financial planning education consultant and CFP practitioner. And I've been with eMoney for approximately 8 years. And every day I help advisors build tech-enabled financial planning-led practices. And, we have the overall goal here at eMoney of helping people talk about money. And today I have the absolute pleasure of being joined by the head of our financial planning group, who has recently celebrated a large work anniversary with the company, Matt Schulte. Matt, as the leader of our financial planning team, he focuses on helping clients utilize eMoney's dynamic financial planning tools, and our team of certified financial planners, analysts, and consultants help clients implement practice management strategies on an in-depth level to collaborate and achieve business results. And as one of the founding employees of eMoney Advisor, Matt has worn many hats. He's juggled various responsibilities, and he has made significant contributions towards the success of the platform over the years. So Matt, thank you for being with us today.
Thanks, Brett. Thank you all for joining us. I appreciate the chance to chat with all of you for the next 30 minutes or so. Brett kind of set the table, so I'm gonna jump right in to our content for today. So just for background, eMoney was founded near the end of the dot-com bubble in June of 2000 in Radnor, Pennsylvania. eMoney was built with the hope of making advisors more efficient by leveraging the internet. While financial technology solutions existed at that time in the late 90s, a gap presented itself in financial planning tools. And in 2001, eMoney released the first version of our platform, which included an advisor dashboard, a client portal, account aggregation, and the document vault, which many of our users enjoy. And I think the most important thing is that even through all of the changes and ups and downs over the years, we've always been focused on helping people talk about money. We do that through you, our advisors. Ultimately, to your clients through you, through the technology and the services that we provide. In the end, our goal at the end of the day is to help advisors deliver to their clients the financial peace of mind that those clients are looking for.
Yep. So thanks, Matt. And so I'll just real quickly go through some of the agenda items here. So first, we're going to take a brief look at eMoney's history, show why we believe we are best positioned to support advisors and their planning-led practices. From there, we will talk about the importance of holistic planning and its benefits, and both for advisors and for end clients. And we'll also have some additional opportunities to learn about holistic planning after today's call as well, so hang tight for that. And in case you still aren't sold on the need to do planning, we will dive into some results from a recent study that we conducted on advisor sentiment during the COVID-19 pandemic and how financial planning continues to deliver client peace of mind. We'll then provide some insight into how eMoney has started to define financial planning and how, with our support, you can get started on delivering a holistic financial planning experience. And last, we'll have some time at the end for some questions. And so what you should see in your Zoom webinar experience here, there is a Q&A feature. We have disabled chat, and instead we ask everyone to direct your questions through to the Q&A. In addition, we have muted everyone's mics and cameras. So again, the primary way to get questions to us is via the Q&A feature. And again, we have an allocated time at the end here, so we'll address those questions towards the end of the presentation. So that being said, let's get into our presentation here today. So I've touched on our goal of wanting to enable advisors the ability to deliver an exceptional client experience through financial planning. And in order to show how we do that today, we need to explain how we got here. eMoney actually just turned 20 years old, and who better to give an eMoney history than someone that has celebrated the anniversary with the company, Matt Schulte. So Matt, I'm going to turn it over to you here, okay?
Sounds good. So if Brett, if you could just move forward one slide, if we look at eMoney kind of here in a nutshell, we've been serving and have begun to serve 70,000 plus financial professionals across virtually every segment of our industry. And we've developed a planning platform that is built for the way you work and designed to scale to meet the growing client needs that I'm going to touch on shortly. Through our in-house aggregation and our industry-leading client portal, we've delivered millions of financial plans through you. And for that, we kind of thank you for your partnership. At eMoney, we like to think of ourselves as committed to delivering innovative planning-led solutions that power your business. Our comprehensive planning platform is built for the way you work and designed to scale to meet the growing needs of your firm. And we're rooted in kind of collaborative financial planning. And we'll talk about that a little bit more later. eMoney's industry-leading products and technologies, and we believe unmatched services, enable financial professionals to build stronger client relationships, streamline their business operations, and drive revenue and growth. So our commitment to enhancing the financial planning experience goes beyond building the wealth management platform that we have. As a leader in our industry, we deliver the solutions financial professionals need to help them realize those goals. And we'll just look at a couple here. As of the end of 2019, eMoney is bringing in 16 million aggregated accounts, which represents over $2.7 trillion in aggregated assets. We have deployed over 1.8 million client sites to end consumers of the advisors we serve. And that 70,000 that I referenced earlier serve more than 4.3 million households today. So as we continue on, because the needs of different clients and different advisors and different regulations and value props have developed over time, we've developed this platform with financial planning at its core. It's designed to support everything that you do to help you begin these planning-led engagements. We've developed a suite of marketing tools to help you connect with prospective clients that we know can benefit from your guidance. We view data gathering and onboarding as one of, if not the most challenging and time-consuming step in the financial planning process. And in order to overcome this challenge and keep you in your highest value activities, we've developed some deep integrations and in-house aggregation in order to help streamline your workflows and all of your clients' data. From there, we kind of lean on our financial planning features. We provide what we believe to be the most comprehensive planning capabilities in the industry, and advisors can develop plans that will benefit clients at any life stage or any level of sophistication for that matter. This helps us serve our diverse client base, and we hope that it helps you serve the ever-changing needs of your clients. This helps you have the right conversation with the right amount of detail, all within a singular platform, a singular solution for your planning needs. And in order to make sure that you're able to manage and oversee your businesses, we provide tools that promote efficiency by helping advisors analyze their existing clients, identify opportunities within their book of business, document key interactions that they may need to have down for compliance purposes. And we've got configuration options that really allow firms of all types to tailor the experience to what they need. So as Brett mentioned, we are excited to be celebrating 20 years of doing our part to transform this industry through planning-led solutions. I actually moved from Minnesota to help start eMoney in the spring of 2000. In the early days, actually living in the pink bedroom of our founder's daughter. Edmund Walters, our founder, was the driving force behind eMoney for our first 15 years. He put together a great team to start with, and we worked tirelessly in those early years to make a business that would really stick. If we fast forward 20 years and our anniversary comes at a time of great, financial hardship for many out there due to the economy turning south because of COVID-19. In many respects, we've been here before. Again, those of us who've been there from the beginning, we supported advisors and clients through the 2008 recession by helping them understand the value of financial planning and maintaining that long-term perspective in times of volatility. Today, a little different than 2008, the need to engage with clients virtually has become extremely important, as I'm sure you all know. And we're happy that we've been able to support you and your clients in these tough times. So as we celebrate this exciting milestone, we understand that none of this would be possible without our talented team and the support of our clients and partners. So I'd just like to kind of start off the presentation today, just expressing a heartfelt thank you to all of them for their continued commitment to eMoney and all that we do. So now getting into kind of the heart of our presentation and transitioning a bit into the importance of holistic planning, as Brett mentioned up front, I think this really starts with evaluating the reasons and challenges that advisors are facing today, and why we believe at eMoney a holistic approach to financial planning is so important. So if we look here at pressures facing the industry, we believe that there's 4 major pressures that have pushed our industry towards financial planning. First are tech disruptions. This is something that obviously doesn't just affect our industry, but rather, disruptions are changing and affecting every industry. Typically I travel quite a bit for work and think about my experience traveling. And when I do that, I click a button on my phone that summons a car that delivers me to the airport. I cruise through security using my phone to allow me to, board the plane without, number one, waiting in line to have a boarding pass printed, but number 2, wasting the paper on a boarding pass that I will inevitably, put in a jacket pocket and find and throw away a couple months down the road. I then board the plane, get on the Wi-Fi that I can access at 30,000 feet, or I watch downloaded movies and TV shows. I live a fully convenient and personalized life in that respect. And I expect that my experience is going to be delivered to me in a way that is customized for me. And for all of my providers, they need to be able to scale enough to deliver that same level of personalization to everyone. So while I know some people would, I'm I'm pretty confident that not everyone watches the same nerdy type stuff that I do. So while the travel and entertainment industry is a bit different than ours, this directly affects the way that we are expected to provide clients with the digital tools to use in their financial life. As we move to the second one, the second pressure, which I've kind of touched on already, is the ever-evolving expectations of all consumers. And in our case, your clients. Clients expect more convenience, more on-demand experiences in all the aspects of their life, and financial services cannot be, any different than what they get anywhere else. So, some examples, while John Oliver, created a viral segment focused on financial advisors and the word fiduciary, or the CFP board continues to make a push towards putting more commercials on ESPN, that's leading to our clients understanding more and more about this industry. And it leads us into kind of that third pressure we see on the slide here, increased regulations. So as the industry comes under additional scrutiny because of some of that visibility, whether you're talking about the DOL or SEC, FINRA, Reg BI, some of the new standards that the CFP board has come out with, I think we can all agree that additional oversight requirements and regulations are going to be kind of ongoing and expected. They're affecting the way we interact with clients, but more importantly, it's put a large spotlight on what and how we charge clients. And that leads us to look at this fourth pressure, the evolving fee structure. The move towards increased fee transparency will continue to be the focus here in my opinion. We think the key is advisors getting more comfortable with communicating their value to their clients, and financial planning can be a great vehicle for those types of discussions. We also think that advisors are going to need to be open to offering different types of fee models. Maybe an hourly rate model makes sense in certain situations, or a subscription model, just to name a couple. So as we look at this slide, individually, each of these have sparked their own discussions, but together, we believe they have had, kind of a singular effect, and that is a push to financial planning. In the midst of all these pressures, financial planning has become invaluable. And there's really no surprise why. Financial planning provides a tangible service that clearly demonstrates the value advisors offer, and can help justify fees that are being charged. It provides clients with the personalized advice and experience they've come to expect and, quite honestly, to demand. And a move towards financial planning also provides an opportunity to overcome some projected declines, like in growth of AUM, and the decline in percent of profits per asset. And this is according to some research by Bain and Company. They predict that the annual growth of assets under management will slow from 7% in the 2012 to 2017 time period to about 4% when looking at 2018 to 2022. And at the same time, profitability is expected to suffer. They predict a sharp decline of 7% in profit per assets over that same 2018 to 2022 timeframe. So combined with the pressures that we just discussed on that slide, here, we can see that with many of your competitors looking to deliver financial planning, and with clients expressing a willingness to pay for planning, the growth in those offering planning is really inevitable. And by all indicators, that growth is going to continue for several years to come. Additional research has shown that there is an expected increase in planning across all client segments. In a recent report by Cerulli, for example, advisors said that over the next 2 years, they expect to provide ongoing planning and advice to 59% of their clients, up from 50% today. And this is true across all client asset levels. So whether that client has $300,000 or $10 million or anywhere in between. So if you combine that with the fact that 72% of people under the age of 40 are willing to pay for advice, you have not just a need for financial planning, but some real incentive as well. Because we need to keep in mind that this demographic, under 40, that demographic is expected to surpass baby boomers in net worth by the year 2030. So as we move on here to the next slide, this diagram is the advice value stack. It's actually my favorite visual in this entire presentation. And it addresses a hierarchy of needs based on value. It was developed by our partners at Fidelity. And this value stack suggests that if you want to provide true, lasting value to clients and investors, your firm must move up this stack. At the bottom, we see that many tech tools and advisors are providing these things today. But these services at the bottom are fast becoming commoditized, and your clients can Google search and find calculators or robos that will do many of the things without you. And what really drives value are the higher order items that you see as you move up the stack. They help achieve goals, create peace of mind, and ultimately help one find some level of fulfillment. So while some of your technology purchases often focus on this bottom level, we think a better approach is to stop looking at your tech stack this way and instead consider investing in a solution that can help propel you up this value stack. And our belief at eMoney is that financial planning is the best way to do it. Not only does planning help advisors increase their assets under management and compensation, which in and of itself is a great ROI, but planning is also what enables clients to achieve their goals. High net worth investors with a financial plan grew their assets 110% more than those who didn't. And ultimately, planning drastically increases client satisfaction as well. Clients with a formal financial plan are a full 7 times happier than those without. So this is why we think the best approach is a business model that is planning led. And so now that we've discussed the value of financial planning, you may say, if there's been this huge push and pull to planning, are there actually clients that don't have a financial plan today? And actually the opportunity for advisory firms is pretty significant. If we just consider there are roughly 120 million households in the US, and according to Cerulli data, 300,000 or so financial advisors. So if we estimate that each advisor can serve approximately 100 financial planning households, that equates to serving roughly 25% of the population. However, what we have to consider is that only about 1/2 of those 300,000 are actually delivering financial planning advice. After, of course, you remove the other 50% that are more transaction-based business models. And that brings you down to just 13% of the population being served. So if we move on to this version of the map here, that leaves us 87% of all households being underserved. And the problem is many advisors are just not prepared to scale planning to this broader segment of the population, many of whom are Gen X and Gen Y, who we know have stated a willingness to pay for this advice. Now, as you probably assumed, many of these households are not going to fit in a traditional fee structure based on managed assets. They're going to require a different approach to both services and how they're charged for. This is a generation, however, that is very comfortable and familiar with the subscription economy. So based on all these dynamics, Ernst & Young actually expects in the next 5 years, the financial services industry will adopt a new subscription-based model that charges a periodic fee for a bundle of products and services associated with specific life events, like buying a home, having a child, or preparing for college. So in order to capture this opportunity and to go from serving 100 households to 200, 300, maybe more, advisors will need to adapt and scale their offerings, and they'll need to redefine the planning and the entire client experience. So we've talked about and proven that financial planning is valuable and that there is an opportunity. And clearly here, there's value for you all. And we believe the opportunity has really never been greater. Advisors that do help clients to get to that idea that we talked about in the advice stack of financial fulfillment actually position themselves to do better as their clients do better. And certainly nobody could have predicted, this COVID-19 pandemic. It was just over a decade ago, as I mentioned, that we were exiting that, the recession and financial crisis. And we learned then that having planning-led conversations with clients and using interactive planning tools can help you get through these uncertain times. And as you are fielding phone calls and emails from clients during this pandemic, we think it's critical that you acknowledge their concerns as very natural and a human response to all this uncertainty, and remind them putting in place a plan that considers markets turning south and reviewing that plan when emotions are running high. This is what can help your clients temper those natural impulses to react emotionally. And as we see here on the next slide, eMoney actually surveyed our users at the beginning of May this year. We wanted to understand how COVID-19 was impacting our advisors. Our results capture that even during a turbulent market backdrop, eMoney advisors were able to navigate that volatility and keep clients satisfied and served. But as they deal with social distancing, our users' feedback also said, they can't have some of those necessary and often difficult conversations in person. And so they've been leveraging eMoney by hosting digital meetings where they can discuss and present ideas to their clients. In many cases, it has provided advisors with the opportunity to demonstrate to their clients that their goals and objectives, which had already been planned for, were still very much still on track. This type of reassurance is really critical in today's climate. So as I've touched on continually throughout the webinar so far, the combination of technology, financial planning, and your experience as advisors helps to prepare clients when facing this uncertainty. It shows in the data that advisors who embrace a digital planning-led model were prepared and have continued to strengthen their planning relationships, and at times even find new opportunities in this environment. Aside from the 85% of advisors that believed clients with a financial plan felt more prepared, we saw huge increases in virtual presentations. We saw a 69% increase in virtual client presentations through tools like our screen sharing, which is built into every eMoney package. So by being able to have detailed conversations remotely, 60% of users felt that they could refocus the conversation on the client's goals and their plan, as opposed to focusing on the market volatility. So we've covered why we believe planning is important. We've explained that there's both a need and an opportunity to deliver more plans to more clients. And as we're working through these especially distant times, we've seen in our surveys that financial planning is especially important right now. And because of our unique place in the industry, we do have the opportunity to take a more broad view of the definition of what is a financial plan and what is financial planning for that matter. So as we look at what is a financial plan, we here at eMoney define a financial plan as a communication that demonstrates a holistic understanding of a client's finances, desired objectives, and assumptions to convey analysis of future outcomes on one or more financial topics that may include possible recommendations. And we've included the word communication in this definition. It's really our attempt at broadening the definition of a plan from eMoney's perspective in recognition of the role that technology is now playing in the delivery of advice. Everything is not delivered as a printed plan anymore. You're having virtual interactions. And as we think about how to deliver a financial plan, we look to our partners at the CFP board to help define the process that wraps around delivering a plan. I know for the CFPs on this webinar that this process is already kind of ingrained in our brains. But for those of you that are looking to start delivering financial planning to your clients, this is a great high-level place to start to think about the steps it would take to begin having planning conversations with your clients. eMoney allows for each of these 7 steps to be acted on in a way that creates the consistency that you want with the personalization necessary to support a range of client needs. But we know that between the ever-changing regulatory environment, current market conditions, and the perceived time commitment that it takes to deliver financial plans, it can be a real daunting task to get started. We here at eMoney obviously believe that investing in technology is an important piece of getting started. So we'd like to leave you with 3 steps that we view as opportunities for you to begin delivering holistic financial planning. First, it's about defining and being able to communicate and deliver the value of planning and how planning enhances your value to your clients. As we talked about earlier with the advice value stack, planning can be the main source of value for advisors. As we discussed, today's technology landscape is quickly commoditizing many of the activities that once constituted advisors' core value proposition. As technology simplifies routine tasks, advisors will be able to focus on customizing their service to their clients' financial goals. Implementing this process requires, making meaningful changes to the way in which advisors engage with clients and prospects. It fosters more meaningful conversations that are aligned with personal life goals instead of portfolio performance. Success is measured against investor goals and not benchmarks alone. So the financial planning process, gives clients the perspectives they need to stay the course during times like now, these volatile times, and reduces the potential, as I mentioned earlier, for emotional investment decisions that do nothing but hinder their long-term goals. And all of this starts with deciding what you want your planning experience to be, and to then position it in a way that your clients will understand and appreciate the value of a planning engagement. So for the purposes of financial planning, your technology stack can be considered, the self-contained software ecosystem through which one delivers financial advice. But an experience stack, on the other hand, is the next evolution of this concept. It's a highly integrated and streamlined system that's carefully built to curate an exceptional client experience. There is no one way or no one correct way to invest in technology for your firm, but when you're building your experience stack, there are a few areas that we think you need to focus on. First, as we look here at this slide, be mindful of client-facing technology. As I mentioned, the days of delivering that 100-page plan are gone. The modern investor expects a digital experience with as much or as little involvement as they desire, and clear direction around the actions they should take to move things forward. Whether you're already using a client portal or plan to invest in a new or improved one in the future, it's important to consider what you're putting in front of the client. A client portal capable of serving investors of today and tomorrow should clearly illustrate financial goals and specifically how clients will achieve them. Second is a focus on scalability and personalization of the experience. A recent McKinsey report predicts that in 2030, up to 80% of wealth management clients will want access to advice in a data-driven, personalized, and consistent format. Advisory firms will have to balance client demands for personalized advice with the business demands for a scalable ability to deliver advice. An experience stack with these capabilities will likely feature a common set of tools that advisors can use to deliver comprehensive financial planning services in a consistent format. And this technology will also likely feature account aggregation and, as I mentioned earlier, deep integrations with other systems. This is needed for the pushing and pulling of a client's financial data necessary for a more personalized advice experience and really demanded in today's times, a real-time financial plan. So the third item here is create a simplified omni-channel experience. So the modern investor expects a modern experience. That's to be expected. Advisory firms are going to need to consider the value of creating an omni-channel experience. And what I mean by that, in other words, is creating a consistent planning experience across all devices and for all of your clients. A consistent and repeatable process will streamline the experience for you, your partners, and your clients, while at the same time ensuring all needs are addressed through a singular, recognizable, and understandable set of tools. So as we move to the next slide, now let's take a look at identifying and connecting with your target clients. Intentional engagement, starts at the very beginning of the client journey, as your prospects have their first interactions with you and your brand. So find a target market. So just making one up here. How about an example of an advisor who targets bass fishermen, of all things? You need to make it easy for these targets to find you. Have an online presence. Join the communities that they are in. And most importantly, be authentic. This is passion marketing. Your lead capture campaign should be targeted at a specific demographic. And don't just throw anything out there. Think long and hard about what you want your future clients to hear and how you want them to view you and the firm you represent. This message will then be delivered to your ideal type of customer, because this segment will provide you the best opportunity to meet your business development goals that you have. Finally, make the most of this process. Capture and focus on the details in the leads. These details are what's going to allow you to start customizing that engagement right away from day one with the client. So as we get approaching the end here, what we've seen from our discussion today is that financial planning isn't a one-size-fits-all experience. Clients are looking to financial professionals to have deeper conversations with them about their financial lives and their goals they have planned for the future. And with holistic planning, it's not just focused on one aspect of their financial picture, like retirement or tax or asset allocation. Holistic planning looks at the client's complete financial picture across all their various stages of life. eMoney prides itself on being able to support you in these conversations and your adoption of financial planning. But we know that that total experience extends well beyond our application and platform itself, which is why we're committed to supporting advisors both inside and outside our software. Our award-winning service and support teams can empower you to better serve your clients and optimize your unique eMoney experience. So our training and coaching options are flexible to accommodate busy schedules and different learning styles. And they include everything from self-guided learning to comprehensive onboarding to success coaching and expert assistance. Our financial planning group that Brett and I represent is a dedicated team who provides expert guidance and assistance on complex planning needs, while also offering, in-depth consulting engagements for those firms looking to maximize their investment in eMoney and push their business to the next level. So I think that's it for me at this point. Maybe we're going to get to some questions, but if you would like to hear more about holistic planning and how you can get started, join us for our next webinars in this series on August the 5th and August the 20th. Both are also at 2 p.m. Eastern time, like today, where we're going to explore, different stages of the client's life cycle and hear from existing eMoney advisors on how they have incorporated holistic planning into each of these life stages for their clients. Additionally, you can check out the URL above here, plan.emoneyadvisor.com, for some additional resources, including the email course we've made available for you. So at this point, I think I'm going to pass it over to Brett to wrap up and see if we have time for some questions.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Matt. So we certainly covered a lot here today, and there's certainly an opportunity to show you more and discuss further. So before we open up for any questions, we're happy to provide everyone on the webinar here today an opportunity to sign up for a custom demo by clicking the link that's about to be sent via chat right now. So go right ahead and click on that if you'd like. We do appreciate you taking the time hanging out with us here, letting us talk to you about holistic planning and receiving all the questions that you have. We do also just want to call out quickly that we are offering the 2020 eMoney Summit virtually this year. It's going to be a completely digital experience. So join us October 19th through the 21st for some jam-packed days of exclusive information and, just ideas for how to bring the power to the plan alive and into your business. We'll have continuing education opportunities, in-depth training for every level of your eMoney experience and capability. And more information can be found at www.emoneyadvisorsummit.com. So again, thank you, everyone. Matt, thank you for all of your remarks here. Appreciate everyone's time. We hope everyone stays safe out there, and we look forward to seeing you in the future. And take care, everyone.
Thank you.